which if you haven't seen it, you should look that up. It's hilarious.
That's great. I would, but YouTube's metrics won't let me play it.
You should go look at this graph.
Look at this graph! We're on the air, by the way.
We are. Hey, guys, welcome to the NOLA Nerdcast.
Dude, we need to introduce ourselves.
We do. Hi, I'm Matthew.
I'm Chris.
I'm Doug. That used to be Josh.
I'm Josh.
I'm Saki.
No, you're not. Get out of here.
No, where is Saki?
This seems Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, my God.
Carrying on Saki's
I was dying earlier,
Oh,
but I'm not dying now.
sickness.
Ooh, are you getting down with it?
Yes.
Ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
I can never do that. I can't say that, whatever it is.
Ooh,
I can only do it once, and it just comes out, and I'm like, oh, that was successful. And then if you ask me to do it again,
Ooh, chikiwawa.
I have to do it really slow.
like that was almost good. You
Chikiwawa.
could hear the individual
Man, we are getting nothing accomplished.
We never do on this show.
We're talking about new metal for some reason.
I know, right?
Because we should.
Metal.
So,
No.
hey, Matt,
Metal.
Oh,
Yes, Chris.
you want to jump into this fucking list?
I thought we could knock out some comic stuff first.
All right, let's talk about some comics, bro.
We're podcasting before we.
did comics happen?
They did,
Comics always happen. We just don't always talk about it.
but we should.
We really should.
Even if we don't spend as much time because we're doing something else, we should always touch base on the genre that gave us birth.
Yep. It was our bread and butter for years, and we've just ignored it. So now we have to unignore it.
Also, I'm sending a message to Doug, and I want him to enjoy this.
Is it a graph?
It is not a graph, but it's even better than a graph.
Is it?
Yes.
Look at this. Yeah.
And sent.
No.
Is it?
Yeah. Is it? And so, what comics happened?
And the internet's not very.
Yeah,
On this
YouTube.
one,
The server on YouTube crashed a couple of times before we started. So let's not dawdle. Matt.
Yeah.
Did you read Multiple Man?
I did.
Do you like Multiple Man?
I am digging Multiple Man.
Is it?
I have become convinced that Multiple Man has the best power set.
Oh, yeah. Also, I just really enjoy all the Madrix Marvel people. The Doctor Strange version, the Juggernaut, the Hulk, the Deadpool Wolverine mashup. They're good stuff.
And I love that they are all quintessentially Madrix, and they're all just bickering at each other.
Yeah. And then you have Emperor Madrix, who basically looks like Julius Caesar, and I'm all about it.
He looks like a cross between Julius Caesar and what Magneto looked like in House of M.
Oh no, you know what he looks like? He looks like Black Bolt's brother.
Oh, yep, I know that guy.
Okay.
I know that guy, but I
picture that?
refuse to say his name.
Doug, did you see the picture?
Yes. How did you screen grab that so fast?
Sure.
It's his job.
Show Josh. I need it to be shown to everybody.
Well, send it to me so I can laugh at it.
All right, I'm sending it to you too.
I like to laugh too.
All right, but Josh, you have to. I mean, Chris, you have to screen share it for everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's good.
That's beautiful. Hold on. Let's do a quick little screen share,
What are you doing?
Pants.
and we'll show. Look at that face. That's a face only a mother could love.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys.
What a dreamboat.
All right, Chris. The real question this week.
Yes.
I've got a new header picture.
What is the real question of the week, man?
Termination.
I did. I initially didn't, and then I saw Newsarama talk about it, and then I went back to get it.
You know, because I haven't read X-Men Blue, so I didn't know who Bloodstorm was, but I quickly got over that because this is quintessential X-Men mini events, which we really usually dig.
Yeah. You know what my big question was? I thought Teenage Jean was dead.
No.
I was pretty sure she got blowed up at the end of her ongoing series.
Maybe? I don't know. I didn't read it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened. But then she showed up, and like a good X-Men reader, I just went, all right.
Exactly. All I have to say is we will miss you, Cable.
Cable, R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Cable. Long live Cable.
R.I.P. Iceman.
Did he get killed, or is it like a weird?
Oh, Cable is super dead.
He got as along with Teenage Iceman.
Oh, really? Who got him?
Was it Teenage Iceman?
It's not important. It's important if you read the book.
Yeah.
Or was Teenage Iceman the one who didn't know he was gay yet?
The reveal of the big bad.
Yeah.
Oh, there's big bad.
I like the reveal of this villain. That's an interesting wrinkle.
Also, I will just say this, Chris. I want to put this up. The where it goes, Cable, you are relieved of duty, and then shoots him in the face.
Yeah.
And then Jean Grey shows up, and she's like, "Who the fuck just killed?"
Two Jean Greys show up.
They're like, "Who killed my son? I will end them."
Yeah. Good luck with that. No, I'm interested. You know what I'm not thrilled about Extermination?
What?
A $5 price tag.
Yeah, it's a Marvel-ness. Chris, are you still not reading this?
I'm waiting for the hardcover.
My God, you're missing out, son.
And I will enjoy it when the hardcover comes out.
You're missing out.
No, I'm not. Obviously, I'm not.
Because I'm so far back. But the next trade's due soon. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, you want to guess out of all this entire pantheon, how many are still alive by issue 38?
One.
Because the answer is not many.
2.
Well, like, that's the whole thing, right? Like, it's one of those things where somebody can surprise you with what they told you they were going to do in the first page.
Right.
Like, every so often, a bunch of gods come out, and then they all die. And then, like, as he kills them, you're like, what?
Yeah, but the reasoning behind their death is what gets you.
Yeah, it's excellent writing.
You know, Chris, one last thing before we move on. We never got to talk about it, but last week, did you read Fantastic Four?
I sure did.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Four's back.
That was real good. Yeah,
that was real good. They're back.
Has been gone ever since the great Marvel Fox pissing match.
Since Secret Wars.
Yeah, sure, that's canonically why, but realistically, it's the pissing match.
I mean, that's the last time they were all together.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool to see them all together again because you know what, Hickman's Fantastic Four run, followed by Hickman's Avengers run that led into Hickman's Secret Wars, was really friggin' solid. And I haven't read Fantastic Four before or since then, so I'm really excited to give it a shot.
Yeah, This is a Fantastic Four is like Spider-Man for me. I like to poke my head around, see what's going on for, I don't know, 20 issues, and then I'll just fade away.
Yeah, sounds about right for you.
I found that I'm like that with most of the big titles, though, because it's really like you'll only get that good team for about that long.
Yeah.
And then when they leave, you get like some sort of filler group that's just garbage for like 6-7 issues until they figure out who they actually want what prestige group feels like taking a crack at them, you know. It's usually like you get the guy who really wanted to write Spider-Man, and then after he's done blowing his wad on it, you got like some dude, and he didn't really want to write Spider-Man. He's got no Spider-Man ideas.
Well, I mean, the guy that's writing Fantastic Four is the guy that wrote Spider-Man for the last 27 years. So.
Dan Slott.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Slott's actually had something to say Spider-Man was. It's clearly one of his favorite characters.
Matt, last 2 books to talk about. What did you think of Justice League 6, the end of the first arc, it looks like?
If that is indeed the end of the first arc, then boy, that ending was not what I expected, but it's the most Jeff Johnsian thing not written by Jeff Johns.
Yes.
And I'm digging it. I am for it.
I am mostly for it. I kind of want this arc to be over so they can kind of move on. I think the strongest part of the book is the team dynamics.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really do.
It's good.
Not so much the rest of it, though.
Not so much the rest of it.
Well, you know, I'm finicky.
You are finicky. What did you
think of Batman?
That's what I was about to say. The finale of the Bruce Wayne Goes to Court. I liked it. I thought it was dope.
I thought it was interesting how he portrayed Batman as God.
Yes. I like
how it's not up for mortals to judge Batman.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you say out loud it's kind of dumb, but it's really well done in the book.
Bruce say that?
Yes.
Oh.
Because it all comes from him being fucked up because Selina left and he attacked Mr. Freeze without adequate evidence.
And then went all out on him and beat him within an inch of his life. And so he's actually feeling so much remorse. He got put on his own jury and fought to get Mr. Freeze acquitted.
And 11 of the jurors are like, yo, Mr. Freeze totally killed these women. And he's the only one who's like, he didn't. There's no real proof, and Batman has to be 100% correct.
Yeah. If we start thinking Batman's infallible, what makes him different than God?
It's very good. It's extremely well written. And he gets his trunks back. He doesn't want to wear his cool new suit anymore.
So anyway,
okay.
Let's move on to this list, my man.
Yeah, so to refresh, we're going over the top 101 RPGs from Reset Era.
And I will briefly go over 100 to 75 so we can get caught up.
What about 101?
All right, 101, Parasite Eve, Dragon Quest IV, Suikoden, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, Pillars of Eternity, Mass Effect 3, Shadowrun Dragonfall, Pokemon Ruby Sapphire Emerald, Divinity Original Sin, Dark Souls 2, Fallout, Grandia, Yakuza 0, Bravely Default, Shadow Hearts Covenant, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together, Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals, Octopath Traveler, Tales of Vesperia, Final Fantasy V, The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings, Tales of Symphonia, Golden Sun, Shin Megami Tensei 4, Radiant Historia, and finally Horizon Zero Dawn.
Sounds about right.
Who is ready for 74 through 50?
Bring it on.
All right, who wants to guess what 74 is?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no guessing here. This is just...
74 is Secret of Mana.
Okay.
Secret of Mana. The one of the more underrated of the Super Nintendo RPGs, I think. This game, when you played with a friend, oh man, good stuff.
I think it's pretty appreciated though. I don't really think it's under. I think it's become more appreciated now since the remake has come out, and the remake has failed to capture the magic of the SNES version. So I think it's pretty good where it's at, but I think it's appreciated even more now. If anyone,
Well, I never had a chance to actually play 3-player as a kid because I didn't own a multi-tap, but I really like that you could.
how many people actually had the multi-tap?
I think there was 2 games that used it. Bomberman and Secret of Mana. I can't think of any others. Maybe Tecmo Bowl. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
NBA Jam. Something.
NBA Jam sounds about right. Or early Madden.
Yeah, 73 is Trails in the Sky, which was a PS Vita and PSP series. Very underappreciated as well. Also very good. It's a trilogy. Dun, dun, dun.
Is it all 3 at this number?
No, it's the first one.
Oh, okay. Where's Cars 2?
Cars 2 is behind Cars 1. I'm sorry, no, the one that's number 873 is the second one. My bad. Number 72 is Vagrant Story.
Oh, yeah. I really enjoy this game.
Again, I think I can say that this is a fairly underappreciated one, especially during the golden age of PS1 RPGs.
And this kind of slips in, too. This slips in between...
Square was just releasing from the Super Nintendo to the PS2. The Square was just releasing hit after hit. And there were so many games that some of their best ones were completely slipped unaware.
Yeah, this came out in May of 2000. I think it was right before Chrono Cross came out.
Yeah.
kind of like, here's a little thing before Chrono Cross comes out. And this game is surprisingly just, and the detail of the game, the combat system is really fun. The weapon system, the leveling system, I don't know. I haven't seen a game like this in a long time.
Agreed. All right, number 71, Chris. The OG Fire Emblem.
I only know Fire Emblem from its Game Boy Advance counterparts.
I think this is the Game Boy Advance one because I see Lynn, who is the green-haired girl from the Game Boy Advance one.
But doesn't Fire Emblem like date back?
Fire Emblem dates back to the regular Nintendo. It's just we never got them until Game Boy Advance.
So this is the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem.
Yes, which I believe was just a remake of the original Fire Emblem. But don't quote me on that because I'm not super hip on my Fire Emblem lore.
There's a lot of Fire Emblems.
There are a lot. Almost as many as there are characters from Fire Emblem and Smash Brothers.
And the Fast and Furious franchise. Yeah, there are a lot of Fire Emblem characters.
They love Fire Emblem.
They like to make it a thing. It's like fetch. Yeah.
All right, next up. Paper Mario at number 70.
This is the 1,000-Year Door or the first one?
The original, the N64 one that, you know what, and I think it's time for me to admit it. I never gave this game a fair shake.
Why is that?
Why? Because I was waiting, everyone was waiting on the sequel to Super Mario RPG. And then they gave us Paper Mario, and I felt so burned. I think it was the first time a company had done like a true swerve like that in terms of just being like, nah, we're not doing the original that you thought you'd get. Square's not involved. No one that made Super Mario RPG. It's a completely different company, and we're going in a completely different direction. It's all it's more cartoony. It's all flat. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, and it wasn't until the GameCube one that I gave it a shot. And I never gave the original N64 one a fair shake. And you know what? I feel like it got an unfair rap from me.
You should break it out and give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it. It is now available on both Wii and Wii U. So on that virtual console hotness.
Yeah, break out your archaeologist brush to break out the Wii U.
Switch love on it?
Is what? Not yet, but give it time. Number 69, nice, is Kingdom Hearts.
I like the first Kingdom Hearts to a point. I think the camera is atrocious, and I think the story still makes sense in Kingdom Hearts 1. And it's kind of a unique kind of variety show to have Square characters and Disney characters hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm mostly okay with Kingdom Hearts.
I like hearing mostly okay with it.
Well, you know, Donald doesn't fucking heal, and the camera sucks. And those are big problems.
I like how, like, Jeff Smith did Bone, and his three characters are definitely based on like a Mickey, Donald, Goofy analog thing, and then they get caught in like a Lord of the Rings sort of giant epic, and it's an amazing comic book. And then Disney just like put the actual characters in and made it into $1 billion.
Matt, do you have strong Kingdom Hearts thoughts?
With J-pop all over it.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yes.
I do, because the original Kingdom Hearts was good, and like you said, it's before the story went completely bullshit. And you know, to be fair, I think if Kingdom Hearts 3 had come out in a timely fashion and they didn't spin their wheels on 17 spin-offs and then had to pad the story and make stuff up as they went along, the game would still be fine. But Kingdom Hearts is the original. It goes back to a simpler time when you could actually follow what was going on. And it was a simple plot of the Disney worlds are all separate. Princesses are being captured because their hearts are pure. You have to rescue them from evil. Cool, done. I enjoyed it. Kingdom Hearts 1 was great.
You know, the comment section will say that you don't understand the Kingdom Hearts story because you don't want to understand the Kingdom Hearts story.
That's fair. You can break out the 45-minute PowerPoint presentation to explain what happened.
Yeah.
Number 68, I'm skipping.
Why?
Number 67.
What's wrong with 68?
See Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh,
I just feel like we don't need to give Elder Scrolls any attention.
Oblivion. I want to, because I actually played Oblivion. I want to say that I like Oblivion's kind of self-containedness compared to Skyrim. It's a little smaller, it's a little easier to kind of get around stuff, and it also came out at the right time on the Xbox 360, and I think it has built up a lot of goodwill because of that. Also, because it kind of started DLC with initially the horse armor, and then the other good DLC that came out.
Yeah, Oblivion is a solid game. It's Skyrim's great, but there's something about Oblivion that is that middle ground between Morrowind and Skyrim, and it's got the balance of like being a really hardcore RPG, and it has the balance of like actually, hey, it's actually pretty fun and easy to play. You can put the difficulty level really low. You don't have to worry about this. And Cyrodiil is actually a really awesome area to explore. There's something really cool and beautiful about like this weird mix of like medieval and Roman type world, and I know. But the game's great.
As I recall, wasn't there a unicorn that murdered everyone in it?
I think so. There was a lot in that. That game had a lot going on, and Loki.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of it was good.
I like.
Although I will say this. Oblivion came out at the launch of the 360, basically.
It really showed off the power of that system. I'm saying.
Yes, it did. And it also, hold on, sorry. It also came out at a time when there was really nothing else out. And if you remember, the 360 launch was right around the time of Katrina. So it was like all I had. And so I played it, never really caring for Morrowind on Xbox. So Oblivion, I played it and I perfected it. I 100% got all the gamer points, gamer score.
Well, hold on. I'm hearing Matt talk about an Elder Scrolls game?
Yeah, which is why when I say they're crap, it's because I literally had no other option at the time. Is all I'm trying to say.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, dear.
Speaking of that Katrina time, you know what I'll never forgive you for?
Which one is it?
It's I think it's NHL. The 5 achievement points on NHL.
Yes.
Because Matt came over to my house because I had power, and we tried to farm achievements.
Yeah, that was back in the day when we had to farm achievements.
Yeah. All right. Never forgive you for that.
You're fine.
Maybe. All right. What's next?
Next up, wait, what is that sound?
We have
crunching.
Oh. Next up is Final Fantasy 15.
What number is Final Fantasy 15 at?
67.
Yeah.
Which is 100% a better game than
It's a Final Fantasy. Oh, lettuce. This is lettuce. That's you. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is surprisingly a really, really good game. And I don't know. I think it should be.
Oh my God! Stop chewing into the microphone.
What?
Stop chewing into the microphone.
We're not chewing. We're ripping.
Stop ripping into the microphone.
We're about to eat burritos on the air, bitches.
Oh my God! You're literally driving my ears insane.
Anyway, so Final Fantasy 15, 67. A contentious choice considering how different it is from other Final Fantasy games, but it's doing very well for them. So yay, Final Fantasy's not dead.
No,
I think it's very fun. The Final Fantasy depth chart's real loaded. I think it's like an upper mid tier.
No, it's probably yours is wrong.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
No.
Number 66, I think, is a game that most people haven't played yet.
You bite yours? I want
Okay.
Sorry.
Kate, get out of here, Kate.
Shut up, Matt.
No one loves you. Get out of here.
Ugh.
So what number are we on?
66.
Okay.
Chris, have you ever heard of Terranigma?
Who?
Terranigma.
Would you call me?
Yeah, it never came to America.
Did you get Kyoto cheese? Jesus.
But there was an English translation in Europe, so it was possible for people to play it. It was an Enix game before Enix merged with Square to form Square Enix. And it was an action RPG on the Super Nintendo.
Neat.
Yeah, it's part of the like the Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia series.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good.
Number 65, I personally also feel is a little too low, is Final Fantasy IV, the story of Cecil and Cain.
Oh yeah, that is actually that needs to be a little bit higher.
I feel like it should be.
Yeah, I don't have any strong thoughts on this one, but it does feel low compared to other lists.
You might be pushing it down because
Yeah.
they have too many Final Fantasies in the top 5, 10, whatever.
Okay, what's next?
Next up, we have 64 is, hold on, Ace, buddy. No squeaky toys. What I thought. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which shouldn't even be on the list. Go to hell. Breath
I
of the
mean,
Wild. Now,
is it an RPG?
I mean, if we're counting Yakuza 0,
All right, what RPG is this? I'm sorry. I got
Breath of the Wild.
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
they're calling it because it's an open world action RPG with like stats and equipable weapons and items and crafting and quests and stuff. I get it. I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
I don't want it on this list. I feel cheated.
Yeah, what? I just don't. I really can't understand the hate you have for this Zelda game.
Look, it's not hate. It's indifference that has morphed into aggressive pushback because of all the undying praise it gets.
I get it.
Yeah.
Number 63 is a game that will never be remade and never be available anywhere other than the Sega Saturn for the most hilarious reason ever.
What is it?
Panzer Dragoon Saga, widely known as just one of the best RPGs of that era and on Sega platforms, will never be remade or re-released or remastered.
Why is that?
Because Sega lost the source code to the game,
Oh my god.
don't have it anymore.
It's like the Blade Runner thing. Like that company went under and
Yeah.
nobody-
Well, no, see, but the difference is it's not because Sega went under. Sega
No.
still owns all the rights to all their games. They just literally, no one knows how, lost the source code to the game, physically cannot, they'd have to remake it from the ground up, from scratch with nothing.
That's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that is really crazy.
That's
But no,
hilarious.
feel free to pay $800 to get a used copy on the Saturn, though.
Jeez. How many of those games are actually on?
They only made 10,000 copies worldwide, I believe.
Wow.
So it might not be 10,000, but it's something like stupid low.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, and I only know maybe 2 people that have played it. I'm looking it up right now. Panzer Dragoon Saga, Sega Saturn. Let's see on eBay what that goes for.
Like a shout out on whoever played it. Let us know.
$650 right now is the going rate. That's cray. Cray. There's one for $670. There's one for $700. There's one for $900. None of these are new, by the way.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is someone is selling the instruction manual to Panzer Dragoon Saga for $170. Holy shit! Never mind. I found one. Here's a sealed, graded copy. They have like a CCG grading for rare games too.
Either 1750.
Yes, you're looking at it right now.
Yeah.
$1,750.
Yeah, that is.
Woo, Dougie.
That you'd be dumb not to buy it at that price.
I mean, the value just goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing it's crazy. It's just like it's in a sealed package. It's wow.
Yeah, it's in a clamshell like a CCG graded comic book. It's insane. All right, anyway, 62 is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which was the first new Fire Emblem on the GameCube.
I played that. That's actually fun.
It is a very good game. The Fire Emblem games are great tactical games. They're just also rage-inducing with their bullshit permadeath.
Yeah. And you lose all the characters you like, and you're like,
Remember that.
I have nobody.
Well, then get good, Matt.
Yours is right or wrong?
What's wrong?
Is it edible
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Okay, what's next?
They don't understand
Yours
all
is
the
right.
beans.
Next up, well, I'm just waiting for the crinkling to be done.
The crinkling will never be done.
It'll never be
actually-
done.
Weirdly enough, 61 is also a Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS.
I played this one and I thought it was very good. What makes it marginally better than the GameCube one?
It just incorporated new not abilities, but new gameplay mechanics and tweaks and stuff to make it more modernized and better. I believe this is the one that allowed you to turn off the permadeath option if you wanted to.
That's what I did.
More casual and user friendly for new people.
That might be the thing really that puts it up.
That's how I live my life.
Is Dark Souls Trizzled?
Dark Souls 3 is the Dark Souls 3 of this list.
I agree.
You thought it was too low? What did you say? I didn't hear you.
It should never be on the list.
Oh. Not on a list of RPGs.
Isn't it technically more RPG though?
It is a fantasy action RPG. Yes, and actually, some people have made the argument that it's also a Metroidvania because you have abilities and stuff that unlock new paths, and it's all about exploration.
I wonder how they're going to classify that Cyberpunk game when it finally comes out.
Metroidvania.
RPG. I don't know. Number 59 is Xenoblade Chronicles X, the second one, the one on the Wii U. I distinctly remember seeing all the Xenoblade Chronicle games and going, I wish they were on other systems because they would look and run so much better if they were on either the PS3 or then the PS4. Although they are very highly regarded, and the new one on Switch is doing gangbusters, becoming the fastest selling game of that company. So
I played this on the Wii U. It was too anime for me to get past an hour of it.
It was super anime weeaboo.
It was too anime.
Oh yeah, Yu Wong in chat confirmed that you were able to turn off permadeath.
Yep, I did that.
58 is Fallout 3, which I guess just further shows that people have bad taste in games.
Man, fucking savage.
I feel like
look, Bethesda RPGs are not for me.
At night, and just...
I think Fallout 3 benefits from being pretty early in the cycle. By the time Vegas came out, Fallout 4, we were just so tired of Bethesda style RPGs. At least Matt and I are. And at this point, Fallout 3 was like the second one that had come out on a major system. And it was still pretty fresh. So I think that really worked in its favor. But it's definitely definitely a formula that's aged pretty poorly since Fallout 3.
Yeah. 57 is too low for me. I have a big soft spot for this game, and I believe Chris does too. Number 57 is Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Oh man, that bums me out because I'm a very big Deus Ex fan.
Although to be fair, 57 of 100 in best RPGs of all time, not bad. But man, did I love this game, and I didn't even have the love of it coming into it like you did. I came to Human Revolution fresh on Deus Ex.
I went back and replayed them within the last year or so, and I'm just kind of still blown away by how very good they are.
Also, the voice actor for Adam Jensen is my favorite, and I will never not love the line, "I didn't ask for this."
My favorite line was he was in Far Cry Primal, and he just used the Adam Jensen voice to say gibberish.
So, Chris, any last thoughts on Human Revolution?
Well, I want to see where the original Deus Ex falls on this list. Human Revolution's pretty high, so
we'll see. Who knows?
And as always, I'm sad that we're never getting any more, or not for a while.
I know it's you know what else? You know what other game just got sunsetted? What other franchise just got put on hiatus?
No, what's that?
Dishonored.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so womp womp, R.I.P. And so I also think Prey has gone on hiatus. So
that's fine. I didn't care for Prey.
Is working on. Hey, Josh, looks like you were wrong. Vagrant Story did not come out as a palette tester for this game. Chrono Cross at 56 came out a full year before Vagrant Story.
Oh, I'll take it. I'm sorry about that.
At 99. I remember loving this game, but also being slightly disappointed that it wasn't a true Chrono Trigger sequel.
I think that's what killed that.
There was a lot. There was a lot of like allusions to it and like hints and stuff that dealt with the alternate timelines. And there was a wonderful moment where you go back in time to the moment at Luca's house.
Yeah.
That it got turned into an orphanage, and you find the baby Marl, Luca, and Chrono.
But it was really cool that it dealt with like parallel universes.
Yes, and that Magus' sister, which was one of the only cliffhangers from Chrono Trigger, got brought over into Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
Scala. But I think not releasing the Radical Dreamers like midquel that took place in between the two in America kind of made people lose a lot of stuff. And I also think I found out that I remember there was one character that was supposed to have a much bigger part, and it was supposed to be revealed that he was actually Magus. But then they switched it and they just made him a generic dude. And I was like really sad about that too. They had so much possibility. And I keep holding out hope for Chrono Break.
I don't know. I think the thing that I really enjoyed about the game was the combat system. I like how you can change the environment and the system where like you kept on casting one type of magic.
To change the field?
Yeah, it changes the whole field.
Yeah, it was awesome. Well, the field system where you could turn it white, blue, red, green, or yellow.
Yeah, all with the elements of the magic, which was really awesome.
And it had great music. Also, I love the aspect of collecting like the 100 characters or whatever, even if most of them were junk.
Yeah, there was a lot of junk characters.
It really promoted replayability because you had to play multiple times to get them all. Because when you made certain story progression choices, it locked off a bunch of characters. It was good stuff, though. I loved it. And every time I did allude to Chrono Trigger, it was great.
Yeah.
Number 55, Chris, did you ever play Nier?
I have not.
What about Far?
Wherever you are?
Oh, shut up.
I love it.
No, I did not.
The original Nier, which a lot of people think Automata is just the first sequel, but they're all sequels to the PS2 RPG series Drakengard. It's really weird. Drakengard 3 had an obscure, and I think it was like ending F. And then Nier is the canonical follow-up to that specific ending to the Drakengard trilogy. And then Nier Automata is the canonical sequel to one of the endings of Nier. This dude that makes it, Yoko Taro, is a madman.
Is he the one in the weirdo mask?
He's the one in the moon mask, yes.
Oh, yeah. He was the
guy.
giant, yeah.
And it's not because he's creepy or anything, but he actually has a severe phobia to crowds and public speaking.
It helps.
So he puts that on them so he can actually go and show off his game to people, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to.
But he does great games.
Number 54 is Phantasy Star 4 for the Genesis, which 100% yes. Best Phantasy Star game in the entire franchise.
It's in a good spot.
Did anyone else ever play this? I know Chris didn't.
No.
Anybody else?
No, that's it. I think it's you, buddy.
Okay. Well, it was one of the best RPG. I remember it was one of the first RPGs that killed off a main character. And, like, you didn't see that coming, and you're like, oh, my God, what? No. She was so good. And they also introduced, remember Chrono Trigger had double tech and triple tech techniques that combine people?
Yes.
Well, Phantasy Star 4 did it first. And it was just a really cool game, and there was so much depth to it. It was so involved. It's one of the best RPGs of that era, by far. Number 53 is Valkyrie Profile.
Okay.
No.
That's good. Fun little game.
Anybody? Nothing? Chris?
Not as such.
Did I lose Chris?
No, I'm right here.
Did you say you never played it?
No.
It's fine. I know you'll have something to say about this next one.
Okay.
Well, back to Valkyrie Profile. I love it. Valkyrie Profile 2 wasn't as good. The PSP remake Valkyrie Profile Lenneth was phenomenal. And there is a new game coming out called Indivisible, which comes out early next year. That is the spiritual sequel to Valkyrie Profile, and everyone should give it a shot. It looks amazing. But 52, Chris, why don't you tell me a little bit about Diablo 2?
Oh, man. Shockingly, I prefer Diablo 1 to 2.
That's so weird to me.
It
Really?
is weird, but you know what? I like 2 because when you play 2, you can see the ideas that Blizzard's kind of developing for World of Warcraft being implemented. I love the kind of really expansive story that they have. You know, all the kind of worlds, different classes, and how the game plays for different classes. And Blizzard caught on to the right idea. People want loot. They want to see the number go up. So playing Diablo over and over to get the loot really ensured that this game would be played forever. People were still playing it as of like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And may still be playing it in like weird corners of the internet.
Oh, people are still playing Diablo 2. They're like the never Diablo 3ers.
Wow.
Hey, speaking of Diablo 3, it's coming to the Switch.
Yeah, Diablo 3 is making that platform run. But on like every single platform. It's like Minecraft. It's the Minecraft of RPG.
Yep. Diablo 3 sounds perfect for the Switch, though.
I agree. I dig it.
Oh, man. I just saw that they also added the 25 runner-ups.
The 20
Top 101. And one of the games on the runner-up list, we'll go over the runner-up list in general, but one of the games breaks my heart because it should be a top 10.
Oh, no.
And I know Kogasu in chat is going to share my pain when I say that one of the runner-ups is Shining Force 2.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
100%.
That's ridiculous.
Should be
That means
on
there's
this
not a
list.
Shining Force game on this list.
The only reason I can think of that it's not is because it's now getting to the point where the actual original Shining Force series, the tactical RPGs, are so old and so underrepresented that most people haven't played them yet.
Yeah.
I know, Kogasu. I feel you, buddy. But yeah, I just saw that because I was like, man, I wonder where this is, because we were talking about Diablo and stuff, and I'm like, man, where's my boy? But anyway, are we ready for number 51?
Yes, please.
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which might be one of the most beloved and talked about games that when it came out wasn't very beloved or talked about, if that makes sense.
That game aged very well. And
yeah, people love it.
It's still really good. There's like updated versions of the game. The only problem I have with the game is the party members chatting way too fucking much. And that's it.
So, Matt,
Yes.
I need you to refresh my memory on this one.
Okay.
Is Dragon's Dogma the one with the super deformed looking ultra muscular people? Or was it the one that was kind of Dark Soulsy?
Kind of Dark Soulsy before Dark Souls.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And Dark Arisen was like the follow-up expansion sequel type of thing. It added a bunch of extra races and classes. But yeah, I have a friend who is not a professional, but an amateur speedrunner of this game. And he's currently ranked, I think, 3rd in the world in beating this game.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
So good for him. Shout out to the hashtagonist. Finally, for this episode, before we cut off until next week, number 50 is a game that Chris has a very fun story about.
Oh, no.
Oh yes. Chris, tell us about Obsidian's take on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, and why it is a game that haunts you to this day.
Oh, this is the best story ever told by man.
All right. Let's set the stage back. You know, it's 2003, 2004. You know, Knights of the Old Republic 1 was great. Knights of the Old Republic 2 comes out, and it's still pretty great. You know, deep into the Star Wars-dom at this point. I want to point out I've never finished this game. And I've never been able to bring myself to restart it. So
it just broke him. It broke
me real bad. So for people who may or may not know, there's a certain level that takes place on Nar Shaddaa, the smuggler's moon. And when you get back on your ship, after you do some quests, it triggers a boss fight. And this boss fight kicked the shit out of me every time. I was vastly underleveled because I kind of got off the ship, walked around Nar Shaddaa, and went back to the ship after I walked around for a bit. The autosave, which was very aggressive, autosaved as soon as I entered the ship. So I was stuck in a loop of walking forward into this boss fight. And my previous save was like maybe 3 hours before this. So I was like, I can't beat her. She's way too tough. I wonder if I can leave the ship. So I hit myself up with all the boosts and potions and whatever, and I ran to the door. And I got out. And then the game started doing weird things. Like I got back on the ship, and the ship was. I went and ground up some levels, and I came back to the ship, and woman was gone. So I was like, "That's weird." I guess she's just gone because I was like 20, and I just didn't care. So I went about the game, and then weird things started happening. I would get down to like one health point, and I would just not die. And I could just do whatever, and I was invincible, and I was having a great time. The game was really, really fun. I was just using the autosave. This is an important fact. So I get to the end game, and you have to go to this planet that's like a meteor, and I fly into it, and my screen goes black, and then hard crash. I was like, what? So I do it a couple of times, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, and then one time it flashed to a picture of the cockpit that was empty, and then hard crash. And I was like, that's really weird. So it was over at my friend's house to play Halo, as was the style at the time. And we're talking about it, and he's like, we're talking about the game because he had beaten it, and I was like, yeah, I can't get there. It hard crashes every time. He's like, well, he's like what? Well, okay, well, let's talk about this. Like, who's your party? Like, did you get this person? Did you get this person? Did you get this person? Who? Oh, she's a warrior. She shows up on your ship after Nar Shaddaa. Oh, I think I deleted her because I ran away from her, and then she didn't show back up again. So because she was deleted from the game and didn't show back up again, the game freaked the fuck out. And then
you skipped the entire plot point, basically.
Yeah, she was important. That cutscene in the cockpit should have been her.
Because technically you didn't exist to any of the characters.
Yeah. That in the cockpit was supposed to be her.
Yeah.
And, the previous save point, aside from the quick save, was, 20 hours? And having to redo that whole game again was so daunting that I just took it out of my system, and I've never played it.
Yeah.
I think I looked at a video to see how it ended, but I've never played it again.
Yeah, I can't really blame you.
It hurt real bad. That's why I'm a little distrustful of Obsidian.
That's fair. But
that
still,
is
I love it.
It also didn't help that Fallout New Vegas, which Obsidian also developed, had a hard crash every time you crossed a certain hill, but could be avoided by walking around the hill.
Right, but you can't go over there.
No, going over the hill was fuck you. That's why. Going around the hill, A-okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Aside from that, Knights of the Old Republic 2 was kind of cool because it kind of really played more with the morality and the dark side. Darth Krayt was a excellent party member in that regard.
Womp womp. I feel for you, buddy.
Thanks.
But it's still one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, that began the decades-long curse of games freaking out on me.
Yep.
I still do.
This is why he never finishes a game.
I'm scared to. We were playing Halo 5, and I ended up in the middle of space looking at them.
Oh my god, that was great. We're all playing 4-player co-op, trying to beat the game when it first came out. And we enter this area where you're in like these
it's like a warehouse.
We're inside a ship. Like a warehouse inside a ship. And we're all fighting. Chris is like, hey guys, I'm in space. he's showing us his screen. It's just him looking at us as we do everything, and he's out there. So we have to just hope that if we keep progressing the story, he'll spawn back into us. Chris just has that effect on games.
I have that effect on games. I am as Kogasu says in chat, I am cursed.
He is.
That touch.
You'd have to be cursed to play games like he does.
All right, shut up.
Anyway, that about wraps it up for this week. I'm Matt.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm Chris.
I'm done.
I guess we're all done.
Well, yeah, we hit 50. Is that where we're ending?
Is there nothing else to talk about?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because we don't know because you just said goodnight.
Okay, well, we could talk about how I'm going to New York this weekend to see Hamilton on Broadway.
There are.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
Fuck you.
Who did you
Fuck
eat?
you.
So also, I would like to mention September.
Guess who got the tickets? Saki did.
Okay.
All right, good.
He's angry.
September 21st, by the way, I think I'm going to be having my live read of the rewrite of episode 1 that I did.
I'll be in town for that.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, so hopefully it's tentative right now, but looks like we booked Southport Hall, the small room to the right. So hopefully you can come by and everybody can be there.
Word. Chris won't. He hates you and doesn't like supporting good things.
Oh, please.
But I will.
Chris, if you need a place to stay, I have a place. You can stay here. If Matt doesn't want to help you out, look at Ace.
What a good boy.
What a good boy. What is he doing?
It's very funny that my new dog Gracie looks very much like Ace.
Yeah, also known as you copied us.
I did not.
Yeah, the name has even got Ace in it.
That was her name.
Yeah.
And they got a female. They got the female Ace.
Yeah, their ship name is #Team Gracie.
Yeah.
Did you eat them already?
Yeah, I guess that's enough for tonight.
That's
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week on the greatest of all shows named the NOLAnerds, which
there's only the one.
The NOLAnerds. All right, guys.
All right, y'all have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next
Jar
week.
Binks is the greatest character.
Stop it.
Dr. Doom is the best hero.
Stop it. What is this anarchy talk that you guys are uttering?
I don't know. I think it's like the alt-right or something.
Jesus.